Welcome, everyone, to this annual reorganization meeting. Our first item will be our pledge to the flag. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Turn your microphone on.
Yes, Dad. All right. There are no publics online and there are no publics in the audience. So I guess we can't have any public's comments. Next item is election of officers.
I move to nominate Mark Swamley as chair.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Vice chairman.
I would move for the election of George Dvorak to vice chairman.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Next, assistant secretary treasurer.
Move to nominate Don Bishop as assistant secretary treasurer.
Second.
We have a motion and a
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Appointment of board of delegates. Currently, all board members with voting member Charles Worcester. And I think we're recommending to keep it that way. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Resolution number 2025-01, appointment of Township Solicitor James R. Sanders, Esquire.
Move to adopt resolution 2025-01, MPL Law Firm LLP, James Sanders Esquire as township solicitor.
Second.
Second. Second.
There we go.
Unanimous.
Plenty of seconds.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, next one, Resolution 2025-02, appointment of Personnel Labor Council. I think there's some information on this one. Do you want to take the floor for a second, Mark?
Yes, good evening. I did not receive a request from Patrick Harvey to be reappointed. Earlier this fall, I did research on a local firm, Pillar Ott out of Harrisburg, and received references, several references that I've contacted. I've met with two of their attorneys on 2 occasions, and I received very favorable reference on the folks that I spoke to, and with my personal interaction with them, I recommend Pillar and Ott, John Martin as the Esquire.
And for what it's worth for the members of the board, I've used Pillar Ott, not these particular attorneys, and it was not a labor-related issue. It was with regard to commercial litigation, and I'm familiar with the firm and have had a very positive experience in that realm, but is not germane to the appointment in question in the area of specialty.
Do we have any agreements coming due in 2025 that require negotiation?
Police.
Please.
Police expires at the end of 2025.
So, just my 2 cents. I wasn't necessarily completely happy with the way the last police one went with the previous manager. And that was with our then current solicitor, labor attorney. I think that was why I made the comment to you, Mark, that we should be looking maybe for somebody who is a little bit more invested locally.
And just to be clear, Campbell Durant did not respond to a request to propose for
They
next.
never get a request. They did not send a request to be retained again this time, which
Okay.
they usually do.
Okay.
So that applies to our engineers, our solicitor. I don't solicit them to send me something. They send it on their own.
Right. Usually it has their rates for the following
Correct.
year and everything else,
Correct.
correct? Okay.
Discussion, comments? Anyone want to venture a motion?
Pillar and Ott,
Bill Renaud, and his name is
John Martin.
John Martin. Mr. Chairman, I would move to appoint Pillar and Ott John Martin as our Labor Council.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
This is Charles, I'll second.
Aye.
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 The delay was about 10 seconds.
Just so we're clear, no matter when it happened, we were approving a resolution to appoint them, right?
Sorry, I should have said Resolution 2025-0-03.
Oh, two.
Two.
Two?
Oh, two.
02, I'm on the next one, sorry.
Got that, Sue?
Yeah.
Next, we have Resolution 2025-03, appointment of civil engineer. But you guys don't want to get done tonight, do you?
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of Resolution Number 2025-03, appointment of civil engineer, First Capital Engineering, John Luciani, P.E.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 20.
Aye.
You have quite the lag, Charles. Are you there? Yeah, he's frozen. Okay. Resolution 2025-04, appointment of environmental engineer.
Move to approve Resolution 2025-04, naming Buchard Horn, Inc., Diana Young, P.E., as our environmental engineer.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wait for it.
Aye.
Resolution number 2025-05, appointment of township secretary.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of Resolution 2025-05, appointment of Township Secretary Dory Bowders.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Resolution number 2025-06, appointment of township treasurer. Do you have a comment on this, Mark?
Terry will be here through the end of this month. So my recommendation is to appoint her now, and then we will
Figure it out.
figure it out.
I have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of Resolution 2025-06, appointment of Township Treasurer Teresa Hummel.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 2025-07, appointment of vacancy board chair. And I did not get a response from Mr. Lobach, so we can railroad him.
That's good enough for me. I move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-07, appointing Jeffrey Lobach as vacancy board chair.
Second.
We have a motion and a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-08, appointment of non-uniformed employee pension fund chief administrative officer. Currently Mark Hodgkinson.
Move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-08, naming Mark Hodgkinson Chief Administrative Officer for the Non-Uniformed Employee Pension Fund.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-09, appointment of police pension. Oh, I did that one.
No, you did non-uniform, police
Oh,
pensions.
non-uniform, police pension fund chief administrative officer, Mark Hodgkinson.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of Resolution 2025-09, appointment of Police Pension Fund Chief Administrative Officer, Mark Hodgkinson.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-10, appointment of sewage enforcement officer and alternate. Currently South Penn Code Consultants LLC and alternate John Luciani, E. P.E.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-10, appointing SEO and alternate South Penn Code Consultants and John Luciani, P.E.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-11, appointment of representative and alternate to the York Adams Tax Bureau, currently Teresa Hummel as representative and Sandra Radcliffe as alternate.
Move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-11, naming Teresa Hummel as our representative, Sandra Ratcliffe as current alternate as to the York Adams Tax Bureau.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution number 2025-12, appointment of representative to Springersbury Township Volunteer Fire Company.
I move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-12, appointing Robert Cox as their representative to the Springersbury Volunteer Fire Company.
Second.
It's not actually Springersbury, is it? No.
Well, I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 I'm sorry, who seconded that?
I think I did.
George did.
Thanks.
Where are we? Resolution number 2025-13, appointment of representative and alternate to serve on York Area United Fire and Rescue Commission, 2-year term. Currently George Dvoryak and alternate, I think Mr. Cox has agreed if we so choose.
Sure.
I move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-13, appointing George Dvorak as representative to YALFR and Robert Cox as alternate.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution 2025-14, appointment of representative to serve on the Local Government Advisory Committee. Current representative, Randall Heilman.
Motion to approve Resolution 2025-14, naming Randall Heilman as our representative to serve on the Local Government Advisory Committee.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-15, appointment of member to serve on the Planning Commission, 4-year term, Mark Robertson.
I move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-15, appointing Mark Robertson to the Planning Commission.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-16, appointment of members to serve on the Parks and Recreation Board, 4-year term. Expired terms are Sherry Nichols, Nancy McDowell, and Sean Georgie.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of resolution number 2025-16, appointing Sherry Nichols, Nancy McDowell, and Sean Georgie to the Parks and Rec Board.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-17, appointment of members to serve on Historic Preservation Committee. This is an annual appointment of the entire board, Lois Miller, Lee Davis, Stephen Smith, Kevin Eck, Robert Fry Jr., David Heltzel, Carol Tanzola, Daniel Folk, and Robert Cluck.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, aye.
Resolution number 2025-18, designation of zoning officer and deputy zoning officer. Current position is vacant. What do we want to do? Oh, proposed, John Luciani, PE, First Capital Engineering, and proposed deputy would be Randall Heilman.
Move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-18, naming John Luciani, First Capital Engineering, as our zoning officer, and Randall Heilman as proposed deputy.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-19, appointment of building official and deputy building official. Currently Ray Markey Jr. as official and firm of First Capital Engineering as deputy.
Mr.
I move for the
Chairman,
adoption of Resolution 2025-19, appointing building official Ray Markey and deputy First Capital Engineering, Inc.
second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-20, establishment of treasurer bond in amount of $3 million.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Resolution number 2025-21, approval of bank account signatories.
Move for the adoption of Resolution 2025-21, approving the bank account signatories.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 2025-22, designation of depositories.
Move for approval of Resolution 2025-22, designation of depositories.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Mr. Chairman, with respect to that last motion, please reflect the record that I did abstain on that last vote.
Noted. Thank you. One second. Okay. Where am I? Okay, resolution number 2025-23, setting the 2025 salary for the township manager.
Move for the approval of Resolution 2025-23, which sets the 2025 salary for the township manager.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any other items? Meeting adjourned. Call to order the Police Pension Board Annual Reorganization Meeting. Still no public comment. Appointment of Township Supervisors as members, currently all board members.
Move to appoint all current board members as members of the Police Pension Board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Appointment of police officers as representatives, currently Detective Tessa Miller and Corporal Alex Schrift. And they are the proposed representatives.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Appointment of officers, current slate, Chairman Mark Swamley, Vice Chairman George Dvorak, Secretary Charles Worcester.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned. I'd like to call to order the annual reorganization meeting for Springersbury Township Development Authority. Appointment of officers, current slate, Mark Swamley, Chairman, George Dvorak, Vice Chairman, Secretary Treasurer Charles Worcester.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Appointment of Chief Administrative Officer Mark Hodgkinson.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Financial Officer Teresa Hummel.
Aye.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Recording Secretary Dory Bowders.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Solicitor, MPL Law Firm with James R. Sanders Esquire.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Engineer, John Luciani, P.E., First Capital Engineering.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.